so much for organizing this. I think it's really crucial and critical that we have these kinds of community conversations. My name is Cimini, and I believe in protest and the power of movement to change decisions and minds and communities, but I also differ a little bit from the last few people who spoke and said, well, we cannot vote our way out of this. If you're not voting, we're going to have some problems. Because right now, there needs to be both happening simultaneously. There need to be those of you in the streets, and those of you writing letters to the editor, and those of you organizing, but we need you in the State House. And I will tell you this from experience. I am wrapping up my second term in the General Assembly. I have been, not by my own decision, not going to be returning in a few weeks. But I will tell you that the decisions about the systemic issues that have been addressed here today, that I think all of you have mentioned, systemic issues about the jobs that are available and the amount of money that they pay and the health care you have access to and the education that you're getting and your housing quality and the police. Those decisions are made by politicians right now. And there are not people talking for you. There are not people at the State House saying that you are deserving of those things because you are human beings. The people at the State House are talking about tax credits for big corporations that are not looking to hire you. And in part because you haven't been in schools that educated you for those jobs, and that is a problem. And if you choose to not vote, if you choose to not be at the State House, if you choose to not engage in a system that exists, I can understand your frustration with that. I often felt like I was just as frustrated in the State House as I was when I was picketing outside the State House before I was elected. But that's a system that we have, and they have to happen concurrently. If you're only in the streets, then the minimum wage is never going to be a living wage. And you're not going to have the authority or the right or the voice to demand health care and education and just common decency and ability to live. So I implore you, I have heard a lot of smart people here who are clearly educated and paying attention and are engaged. I implore you to, at minimum, every 2 years, the second Tuesday of September and the second Tuesday of November gets the voting ballot box. And every other day, I implore you to call your legislators, and I hope some of you run for office as well, because we're not making changes just on the outside. They have to happen together.
We can't call it.